the test server was updated today. And everything that is new is the main menu has been overhauled. So now there's not the dark navy background with all of the pet silhouettes. It's just the main background, which I think is kind of cool. They have updated or overhauled the backgrounds with an option to use the old ones. So let's go to backgrounds. We have the field. I don't know how to use the old field. I don't see the option to use the old field. Interesting. But the beach is new. Yeah, I don't see how to use the old version because it says there's an option to use the old. But yeah, new background, which is the beach, would look... I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Looks really nice. Beach is super nice. So happy to have another light background. Yeah, it is very... it's very bright. But I like it. The new hats have not been added. I guess they're waiting to show those off. And then... we, what is next? We have 30 new adjectives and nouns for team names, which is a fantastic update. I'm excited to see all of those. Added a secret interaction between two items, which is what I have been asking for so long. It is chocolate milk. If you use chocolate on a cow, instead of buying a cow, you now get chocolate milk, which is just milk, but backwards. It's +2 attack, +1 health, instead of +1 attack, +2 health. So, super exciting to see that. I did message Teamwood like 7 months ago saying, hey, you should add a chocolate milk to where if you chocolate a cow, it gives you chocolate milk. So maybe they did it because of me. I think a lot of people may have asked for it, but I'll consider it credit to myself. They have changed the abandon hat, so players can't unlock achievements while having the abandon hat on, which I think is I don't know, it's kind of good. Changed in-game pack overview to show what pets are currently unlocked. In-game pack. Oh, I think it means like when you're in arena, it shows which ones are unlocked. Maybe. In-game pack overview. Okay. And then the balance changes, which is the main thing that we care about. The cockroach has its ability set attack to the current tier +1, +2, +3. So it's like it's a tiny bit better. Just a tiny bit. Dove now gives +2/+2 instead of, I think it was +2/+1. So a little bit of health, which I think is nice. I think it's a good addition. I think strawberries definitely didn't need to be buffed, but it was. And then the puffin deals 2 damage for each strawberry friend to 1, 2, or 3 random enemies. And it was 2, 4, 6 damage, I think. So this is better as well. So strawberry's even better, which I think strawberry was insane to begin with. The early game for strawberry was weak, but the late game is insane with the shoe bill. And then we have the eel, which is now a 5/4 instead of a 5/2, which I think is decent. I think the eel was pretty good to begin with. It gained a ton of stats, and now it's just easier. So I think it's a good change to the eel. I don't think the eel was overpowered. I don't think it was like unusable. So I think it's still probably about the same. I don't think it makes a big difference. The polar bear is now give +4/+4 instead of +3/+3, which I think is a nice buff. I think the polar bear may see some play now. I think the polar bear was pretty bad. I think it was in a pretty bad spot. So I think this is pretty good. And then we have the piranha, which is now 3 attack. And I think similar to... I mean, probably the polar bear and the eel. I think the piranha was like kind of meh. But like if you spawn the piranha off of an eagle, it was great because it was doing like 20 damage if your eagle was level 2. Or 30 damage if your eagle was level 3. So I think the Piranha is still probably about the same. I don't think it makes it that much better. But a huge change is the White Tiger now only gives +3 experience. So instead of insta level 3ing your pet, it gets it to level 2. Maybe gets it to level 3. But I think they just did this so that you can't just have the White Tiger and then buy anything you want, and then your team's insane. Like, if you have 2 empty slots, you buy a White Tiger, you buy an Eagle, that's a huge power spike for only 6 gold. Which it still is a strong power spike, but it's not a gimme. It's not an insta level 3. So I think this is a good change. I think the White Tiger was way too strong. And I think this puts it at a good spot to where it's still usable, but not, like, insane. And then the Stegosaurus is now, instead of end of turn, which it was before, it's now start of battle, and it's one random friend without held food, attack and health. Multiply that turn number. So it's the same buff, but it is random, which is worse. Friend without held food, which can make it not random if you only have 1 pet without held food, but it's still worse. And it's start of battle, which is worse, because beforehand you could put it behind a leopard, and the leopard would go crazy. But now, your leopard's probably going to be stronger than your Stegosaurus. So, yeah. The Stegosaurus is not going to go off before other start of battle pets. But you can still target if you have 1 pet that doesn't have food. But Stegosaurus is still worse. Still probably pretty good, though. Still a huge temporary buff. And then the final balance change, which is not a nerf or a buff, it is a complete change, which I think is... I mean, okay. So, it's the Moose. And the Moose is start of battle. If this is your lowest tier pet, gain Coconut and attack. Which, it's a really cool ability, but I think this should have just been a new pet. I think this should have been a new pet in the new set. I think the current Moose was really strong, but I think it was really cool. Because you could go Moose Ostrich builds, and it'd be really fun. You'd have your whole shop frozen, the Moose would be scaling, the Ostrich would be scaling. I think it was really strong if you pulled it off, but I don't think it was overpowered. So, while this is a really, really cool change, I think it should have just been a different pet. I think they should have still had the Moose with its current abilities, and then also added this to add to the high tier archetype. But really, really cool. Not like a huge deal that they got rid of the old Moose, but I don't see the reason why they got rid of it, to be honest. And then some bug fixes. They fixed, maybe, in parentheses, the game not connecting on Android and iOS. They fixed wrong position of static perks on the enemy side, and fixed unknown pets being included in the stat page. Okay, I had never experienced any of those. And then some frequently asked questions for the new test server. The weekly pack is the same as it always was. They never added the capabilities to rotate the weekly pack in the test server, because it probably didn't make that much sense. Every product can be purchased for free, and product prices will not change for the live version. Don't know what that means. But yeah, that's it. Those are the changes.